French, so we say our L's, don't we? I think we do. The difference in America is that we're not going to be hurting anybody. We might hurt some feelings. Yeah, I think I've already heard some feelings before. I heard from some Gestapos. Some feelings are going to be hurt. But the biggest punishment of all is letting these liberals and people like Specter, Snow, and Collins, and the 8 members of the House, the Camp and Traitor 8, who voted for the biggest tax increase in American history, the biggest punishment is the fact that they will live through their humiliation. Because that's what we're going to do. This is not about partisanship. It is about all of us coming together and making sure that it's not our generation that screws it up. I refuse to have it be my generation. We have reaped the benefits of all of your service, the pain and suffering you've been through. I live a remarkable life because most of you have married, have served this country, have had children, have raised them to be committed to this country and to serve, to love this nation. And so I live a pretty great life in Southern California. Yeah, I live a marginal life. I live a life that is unique and mostly private. It's only public in the way that it is because I'm on the radio. I owe my great life to you. And I never forget that. I fight for this because it's selfish. I love my life. And I love a nation filled with people like yourselves. While we may disagree vociferously on issues, you created an environment where everyone can find what they want, live in peace, choose to live with some dignity, be treated with dignity back, find friends and solace in neighbors, and know that there's a family somewhere in Arizona that has raised a young man or a young woman who has signed up for the Marines or the Army or the Air Force or the Navy, knowing we are at war, going to sacrifice who knows what, so that we can have the pleasure of this astounding divine day. I don't know about you, but I'm willing to fight to defend that. Our boys and girls are fighting to defend it against the mindless and the heartless beasts in the Middle East. We will defend it against the damaged and narcissistic American left. But as we've learned, how many politicians, you've already heard from some politicians today, right? Yeah. There is a time and a need for a reminder. It takes a certain personality. Oh, some talking head called Sarah Palin an egoist. That's a really big East Coast word from the, I suppose, the Ivy Leagues. Is that, oh my gosh, she must have a really high opinion of herself. You know, and she shouldn't because she's just of the regular folk. Yeah, I want a woman who thinks highly of herself. I want every single one of you to know who and what you are. And you are the best thing on God's green earth. Confidence, self-awareness, confidence in what we stand for, the nature of who we are. Sarah Palin, and look, there are other heroes out there. Who has the guts to walk in to so many words I still can't. I'm you know, it's some of the more crude words are the easier words to use, but I think as we have to articulate what this nation means on this 4th of July, beyond fireworks, which are going to be beautiful tonight, beyond the hot dogs and getting together with family. The fact of the matter is every revolution has been in the hands and is moved, interestingly enough, within a crowd of about this size. It has always been a small group of people that have moved the bigger ideas. Sometimes an individual, sometimes a group of 12, sometimes a groups of about a few thousand. We know this when it comes to the American independence and the Revolutionary War. There was division then, but there were a few articulate people who convinced others, realized when we talk about individualism, that the choices you make, it's not about politics, is it? It's not about letters or winning elections even. It's about what this nation stands for the rest of the world, for your family certainly. But knowing in our hearts, as Americans, how many new citizens are here? Been maybe citizens maybe just for the last decade or so. Any newbies here? You know, I have a lot of new citizens. Thank you, yeah. I'll tell you. Actually, I really like that water, that's mine, if that's somewhere around here. For some reason, I'm getting a little heated. Getting a little hot here. Okay, some water would be great. I had my Irish family arrive in the late 1700s in South Carolina. I'm of a line called the Cooper line from South Carolina. There are Coopers buried in Ohio and in many southern states. Thank you, dear. This one's, by the way, going to be serving soon. They're going to cut all that hair off. That's Ashley, one of the organizers here. If they get you say hair, it's going to come off. Any second, it's going to come off. Thank you, dear. For a young woman like that, that's who America's raising. That's who America's raising. See, now where was I? So my radio show, I'm going off on some other track. Let me just get back for a second here when it comes to the choices we make. Because all of you have been sitting here. It's been hot most of the day. You've been sitting here. You've been hearing some great speeches. But when it comes to who's in charge of the country, and what the politicians and the wishful people who want to be politicians need to realize is that they're there to represent us, that we are a quiet people, that we wait and we wait and we wait. We're like a big dog who's gentle, who loves the children, and if you pull on that tail enough, over time,